All right, Gemini, welcome in. How you doing today? This is for you. I just want to take a look ahead into 2026 and give you some of the big picture items, big themes that you're going to be dealing with next year. If you want my 3-hour workshop on 2026 forecast, you can grab that below. I'm going to add in a module to that 2026 forecast about the North Node shifting signs. And I want to do a full lesson on that as part of that modules or part of that 3-hour workshop. So it's really going to be like a 4-hour workshop anyway, when I'm done. So that's below. For you, some of the major themes next year are really going to revolve around your hopes and dreams. What do you want? And it's going to come about because you're shifting your belief systems around or philosophies of life. And so that may really change what it is that you want. Okay. I'm also seeing that North Node, South Node moving into Aquarius and Leo respectively. And for you, the South Node, it's for everybody, but the South Node really relates to don't trod the well-worn path. Okay, so let's get into the reading. This one jumped out. So transmute. So anything that's happened this year that might not be like the best thing you ever went through, some of you, the worst thing you ever went through, this is about really processing it. Okay, so I would recommend you spend some time processing, especially if something happened in 2025 that was not so great. Make sure before you move on that you have really processed it and healed it, because there might be a tendency to try to rush in to the next chapter without really processing it, and then you're going to be in kind of a bad situation. So I don't want you to do that. So transmuting is a big deal here. Your home is a big deal. You might be interested in moving or improving or upgrading or whatever. Oh, there's the divine masculine energy that showed up in Taurus too. That's interesting. And boundaries. All right. So some of you may have a relationship coming in. If something didn't work out this year, okay, I feel like I'm speaking to a group of Geminis who had a relationship kind of, either you walked away from a relationship, you ended a relationship. It could have started, the end could have started in 2024 even, okay? But it took until 2025 to really see the full, trajectory of that end. And there is likely a divine partner coming in 2026, and you might have some boundaries around your home. Like you might be like, well, in the past I would have just been like, come on in, you can move right in. And now I might not be doing that because of what I've just dealt with. And so I'm not saying that if you have dealt with it, then there's no boundaries. I'm saying that if you deal with it, there's good boundaries, there's healthy boundaries. And if you don't, you might just be like, yeah, just come on in. All right. So let's see. We're going to do this. Underneath is the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely some pain. I feel like you let go of some very important people this year, or you might not call them very important people. You might be like, I'm so glad they're gone. Like that was a hideous mess that I just had to deal with. But it's a very important lesson. Whatever this person represented, it's not them, it's the lesson. Okay. So 2 of Swords, really did not want to see the truth about this person. 9 of Cups and the Knight of Swords, pretty similar to Taurus. That's interesting. This is really about you recognizing that you did not see the truth about this person. You let this person kind of stay in your life way too long. I feel like the right time to nip this in the bud would have been like 4 years ago. It's just an intuitive hit that I'm getting. 4 years ago, that would have been a more better. It's more better. A better time to nip it in the bud, because I feel like some of you are having a divine masculine come into your life next year. And you got to get on the stick in terms of learning and healing and all of that, because it's going to like butt up against this new relationship that's trying to come in here. There's all right, I'm taking it. Opposite card or opposite sign of Sag. So I'm going to take that. It could be about a Sag. I'm getting Sag. That's your card of Gemini. Okay. So 4 of Cups sitting on your hands, did ya? 4 of Swords. 2 of Cups, right? I didn't get rid of that old relationship. Or the third party. Some of you could have been in a third party situation and maybe let that continue to roll on. But now I'm going to step in and heal it. Maybe the end. I'm doing this reading on the day of the new moon in Scorpio. And that's a time of death and rebirth all at once, because the new one is coming in. 2 of Cups. There's the death card. There's Scorpio time. The Judgment card, that's a crossroads moment. 10 of Cups. Wow, look at that, Gemini. 8 of Cups. The Hierophant. Oh, wow. And the Devil card. Okay, so look at the triangle nature of these 2 cards. I can't hold it too close because YouTube doesn't like nudity. I'm going to be in trouble for that. So the Devil card, I feel like some of you, and look at all these triangles. Look at all these triangles. Now I'm noticing in this reading, this is a triangle. I don't know if you can see that. Archangel Gabriel. This is a triangle. The Death card. Can I pick it up? Yep. The Death card and these 2 people over here. There's a triangle. Lots of triangles here. This is even a triangle, right? With the, it's not a caduceus. Yes, it is. And the 2 people here, modified caduceus, I guess. Well, there's definitely, that's very interesting what I'm seeing here. It's like you could, if you're not healed, you could be acting like nothing happened, like it's no big deal. Hey, I went to therapy. Why do I need to do more than that? I feel like you do. I feel like there's some kind of thing in your head that says all commitments are going to, from now on, are going to be bad for me or are going to be toxic. Like my problem is I have a blindness when love is concerned. I have a psychological blind spot that allows people to come into my life, and I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt before I really know who they are. And this looks like 2 of Cups and 10 of Cups, but is that your lens that you're just wanting to see something beautiful? But then because of how you were treated or with other people, you might like freak out a little bit and be like, oh no, this is going to be bad. I don't know if it's good or bad. Okay. Because I feel like it's just learning. I don't know if it's positive or negative for you. You're the one, it's kind of like you're the one that has to decide. And in order to decide that, you really have to be able to know what you want. You really have to be able to see the truth in people. And in the past, that wasn't true. But if you do this transmuting, all transmuting is basically taking lead and turning it into gold. You're basically taking some situations from your past that have been toxic or narcissistic connections or abusive relationship, whatever it is, and you're using that by feeling the feelings, extracting the wisdom from it. And that's what 9th house is. So that 9th house thing I was talking about with belief systems, in the extended, I'll go deeper into all the astrology here just to give you more of a grounding in it. But your hopes and dreams, 11th house, right? Your hopes and dreams. Oh, it's Aquarius in the ninth house, right? Because we have Aries in the 11th house. So there's something here about your belief systems, about like what you believe to be true about people, align with your hopes and dreams, and or you're making your hopes and dreams align with your belief systems. And now, because of your experience, you're going to move on from some of these belief systems. So you're going to have to reformat yourself about, like, what are my hopes and dreams? What do I want in life? How can I see honestly what people want from me? You know, you can slow down, you can ask embarrassing questions, you can do stuff differently than how you've done it in the past, especially if third parties were involved. Like, that is one thing that you can automatically see is needs healing, right? That's like an obvious one. But there might be more subtle things. Like, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt so I can get to know them. I don't want to look at everybody. I don't want to see a narcissist around every tree. Okay. So this is like a kind of a belief system down. Whoopsie. Two of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Magician card, and the Chariot. So this is about what you invest your time and energy into, especially as it relates to your hopes and dreams and your belief systems, is what you're going to get out. If you align with that, and you align with, hey, I want to be healed around this so I can see the truth, so I really do line up with my hopes and dreams, that's what I'm going to get. Okay, that's something to pay attention to in 2026. Okay, so one of the things that is happening that you really need to pay attention to in 2026 is that Uranus is going to be moving into your sign, your first house. And Uranus is the energy of surprise. It's the energy of innovation through sudden change. And if we're talking about all these hopes and dreams and all of these belief systems, how you talk, how you start speaking about it, how you start saying it, it's like, put your money where your mouth is. Okay. There's something about that. Like, you really have to start speaking your own truth. I feel like some of you have been withholding your truth because this maybe gives you power. Like, people don't really know what's behind the veil or something like that. But it's going to be really important that you do that. It's going to be really important that you start speaking your truth. And Uranus right now is back in Taurus in your 12th house. It just retrograded back into Taurus, and it will be there till March 10th. And between now and then, there could be some karmic clearing, especially as it relates to your money or your worth and value, how you see yourself. There's some karmic clearing between now and March. Then it's going to go direct, and Uranus will be back in your sign at the end of June, where you're going to have some sudden conversations or whatever. So between now and the end of June, this whole idea of, oh, I have to reconnect with who I truly am as it relates to my belief systems. What I mean by belief systems is, if you have been raised in a very traditional home, but your life experience is showing you a new way of being that's more right for you, especially as it relates to what you want in life, then you're realigning. And that's going to mean what comes out of your mouth needs to align with that. So no two sides. You're not going to be able to have that, have it both ways kind of expression. Uranus is going to make sure that that's not true, that that's not going to happen. People might call you out on things that you say, but you don't really follow through on. Okay. And so the healing that really needs to take place here, Four of Wands. Ooh, something about your home. Get a lot of fours here. Two of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting the home card a couple times. The Moon and the Six of Cups. You might want to go back to where you were raised. Some of you might find a divine, if you go back for like a party, maybe the end of this year for a holiday party or whatever, you might find your divine masculine or your divine partner. And wherever you are right now, you may want to move home. There's something about moving home. Okay. Something about moving home. And it does feel a little bit to me like it comes from having a heartbreak over these last 2 years, that you're like, it's time to turn over a new leaf. It's time to make some change in my life. So I'm going to go deeper into this reading. Let's see where you go. I like the 2 and the 10 of cups. Let's see how real that is as it relates to this new opportunity. And if your lens is like you see a narcissist around every corner, or you're not able to really judge if someone is good for you or bad for you, the healing that is being offered to you through this reading that says, hey, maybe you need to do more. Okay, so link is below if you want to continue on, Gemini. I will see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.